Following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August 3rd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be, listen to this, pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, if you would be kind enough to put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Nearly all the indices trade to the upside. The only one that isn't is the Russell. It's off by 1 point, so that's a flat market. But otherwise, everything else looks mean and green. The Dow's up 183, 0.5%. The S&P 26, 0.6%. The NDX 100, 0.5% or 81 points. Semis are up 18 points. Trannies 165. Leading the charge, you got gold is off $8, but the mining equities are up. Positive sign. If we take a look at natural gas, up 7 pennies. The 30-year Treasury is up 2 ticks, trading out at 166.02. Lead the charge dollar-wise to the upside. We've got Amazon up $45. Solar Edge Technologies 42. That's 16%. That's a whopper of a move. Gartner Inc. up 25 or 10%. Moderna up 16 or 5%. Google up 15, about 0.5%. To the downside, IPG Photonics up $38, 17%. Booking Holdings is down nearly 2% or $37. Shopify off 26. Boston Beer down 24. Clorox is off $17. So the first question out here was from Ruby, who wanted to take a look at high-grade copper. I believe that was the request out there. So let's do that a couple of different ways. Let's first pull over our copper charts out here. Let's look at this daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly time frame out here. So what do we know? We know that in the case of copper, a couple things. We're looking at the left-hand panel chart out here. So just really trying to get the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is this. Price rallied nicely right up into a descending trend line, or it's established and helped us to establish some descending trend lines on July 1st. Let me switch my other charts over to copper so I can kind of take a peek at what they're also signaling to us. And I'll pull over anything that is pertinent. Oh, shoot, I didn't do that. Well, I'll do it now, although it could tie things up, but I'm doing it now. In any event, I can't look at my other charts just yet, Ruby, but maybe we'll get those things up. Here's what we do know. Prices pulled back to a profile that formed below price. Again, we're in the up. I'm just going to expand this chart out. We're in this is our daily time frame chart. When this profile formed, it was on the trading session of July the 28th. And that profile was below price. That is a bullish message, Ruby. Now, if we take a look at this profile, it is bearish in structure. So remember, on counter trend moves, so in this case, we're talking about a retracement back to support. The support level, and it would not surprise me, the support level is between 430, to be exact, 4.3048 and 4.3059. So prices pulled back into the bullish structured area. What we really want to do now, Ruby, is look at the short-term time frame charts and see if on the daily, where price is pulling back to support, are there any kind of bottoming signals? If not, then what you would do is you would be waiting for the price to get down to the 430 a level out there. So that's what the daily chart is telling us. If we take a look at the other time frame charts, if we take a look at the weekly chart, what we can see here is this too is in a consolidation. So it's almost like so many markets, we're pulling up our task market profiles and we're getting consolidation readings. Now, this is slightly different than the consolidation reading in the ES and the NQ and the YM, because this profile formed within inside the body of the prior profile. And we've got a pretty major storm going on here, and I know how my systems are a little finicky, so if we do get cut off, I apologize, and I'll try to get back on as soon as possible. But I don't know if you can really hear the thunder in the background or not, but big storm just going through as we speak right now. In any event, back to high-grade copper. So on the weekly time frame, you can see the consolidation pattern that you're in. So if price does, if the daily profiles for some reason don't work, Ruby, you're looking at 4.16 as a entry level, or at the bottom of the consolidation pattern. What you have out here is some resistance at 471. You can see that both on the top of the monthly and the top of the weekly, so you know where your cap is at to the upside. Now I can turn over and take a look at our short-term time frame chart. So let's go do that. I need to change screens out here. And so this is how we do things. This is how we rock and roll around here. We get a thunderstorm going, and that becomes our roll, I suppose. But our rock is always, saying, is price pulling back in a daily time frame to a potential level of support? Well, we identified that. And then what's going on in the short-term time frame? Well, in this case here, the only short-term time frame signal that we have, Ruby, is the 30-minute. So all our evaluation really needs to be done with this. And here's what we know. You've got that nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and on the candle that confirmed that, what you also got was a close above the top of its bearish structured profile out there, and price is above that, is pulling back. But as long as price remains above 4.36 on the 30-minute chart, it says maybe it's just setting up the C point of an A to B equals CD to the upside. If price can really get running, and by running I mean it's got to clear the 440 level, that would be a signal that price would be moving up to 453. So this is the only, let me just take another quick peek here. On the 5-hour chart, it's not a bottoming pattern, but price did pull back to its breakout level, which again is what you want to see. So it's a signal that can obviously, not obviously to you, but it can certainly be a bottom signal, just simply pulling back to support. But it's only a 30-minute chart, so that's what I would be focused on out there, Ruby. So I hope that helps you out with regard to high-grade copper. Now, I don't think there's any other questions that are in, so let's take this minute here just to do kind of a quick review as to where we're at inside the markets. Let's look at our TAS market profiles, and let's not get, I'm sorry, let me do this here. Let me just change screens. Before I do that, let's just take a look at our daily equity futures contract. So that's what's going to pop up here. So we got a nice rally that's going on out here, but does it have any meaning? Yeah, of course it has meaning. The market's not going lower, but is the market breaking out? No. The market's not breaking out. In the case of the ES Mini, it still has that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top price below its oscillator and change line. And it's got a clear 44.1675. In the case of the NQ, you can see a nice sideways move. In fact, price has been trading with inside the body of the candle from July 27th out there. That's how much of a consolidation is going on inside the NQ. So don't let the numbers fool you. We just have this sideways consolidation, and that is the message of these charts. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few, and I'm going to share with you some news about my heart and something that you, family members, will maybe be interested in. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, so I am showing you a picture of my heart on the screen right now. And the reason I'm doing this, and it's for a very important reason, hopefully I can at least affect one person, or maybe you can affect another person. So I'm very athletic. I work out 6 days a week. I'm in the gym by 6 o'clock every morning. When I say I work out, I ride my bike at least 15 miles a day. I do about a mile and a half, mile and a quarter row. I do all kinds. So I'm in the gym 5 to 6 days a week. But I also take care of my body. I've got a slew of doctors, and my father, when he was alive, he had heart conditions, so I always am paying attention to my heart. And so every other year I do a stress test. Now, when I'm doing all that exercise, you'd think my heart would be fine. So I did this about 4 weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I think that it was. And during the stress test, after the stress test, actually, the technician that was in there was a stress test or a couple other ones they were doing. He says to me, "Are you sure you haven't had a heart attack?" Now imagine that you're sitting there and the guy says, in essence, "Are you sure you haven't had a heart attack, or you're not short of breath?" So that gets into your mind. And he didn't go any further. He said, "Well, let's get the test done and let's let the doctor, go ahead and do the review." So the doctor does the review. Not right then. It was like maybe a couple of days later. And so I'm back in his office, and he says, "Hey, we need to do a coronary catheterization. And we got to go up because there was an anomaly that showed up that was present in the stress test that I did 2 years prior." Now, to resolve that anomaly, I went and did one of these nice CAT scans down here in the South Florida area. I think we've got the 128 slice machines out there. They've got one that's 313 or 31, and there's also another one that's 256 slices. and you can look those up on the internet. In any event, that CAT scan back then 2 years ago resolved that issue in my cardiologist's mind. Now, the meantime, last year my insurance changed, and I had to change to a new cardiologist, which is kind of too bad. But in any event, he after this test, he said, "Hey, you've got that same anomaly. Doesn't make sense to do the CAT scan, and so let's go ahead and do a coronary catheterization." So I said, "Okay, I'm on board." Now that was supposed to have been done 2 weeks ago, tomorrow, and I'm in line at the hospital in my car waiting to get a COVID test. When the hospital calls and says, "Hey, your insurance doesn't take this hospital, so we got to cancel the appointment." I say to you each and every day that I'm here that everything happens for a reason. And so with regard to the reason, I came home, kind of depressed a little bit, but came back to the house and decided to do some more research to see if there was anything new in the CAT scan technology. And voila, there was. Remember, everything happens for you, and it's something called heart scan. Now, you can go to the HeartFlow, my apology. You go to heartflow.com, and you'll pull this up, and should check out this technology, because what they've done is they've been able to take the CAT scan that they've done and turn it into a 3D model. This is all FDA approved. This has been in place since, I think, 2014 or 15 out there. But trying to get doctors to actually use this, because they typically believe, hey, let's just go do the catheterization. In fact, even my primary care physician, when he took a look at the second result, said, you need to go do this catheterization. He said, I prefer you to use a different doctor, but you need to go do it. Well, I take a look at this and start talking to the folks out at HeartFlow. In fact, they even got me in touch with a couple of radiologists, coronary radiologists out there that I spoke to. They were kind enough to speak to me about this, and they were telling me just how important it is to do this versus just simply go do a catheterization. Now, the reason I'm showing you this set of charts out here is because they were certain that they were going to see some kind of blockage and then have to go do a stent or something like that. And here are the 3D. This is just one set of the 3D images of my heart. Here's another set right here, so you can see it. And anything below 80, so you can see down here in the lower left on my screen out here, and I'm getting close to a little bit more blockage than one would like to see. But the point is, the point that I want to make out here, and so 2 weeks ago when I wasn't with you on Wednesday was because I had to drive all the way to Fort Myers. That's about 2.5 hour drive for me, just to be able to get the scan done, in order to be able to line up a doctor that would do this. Because there is a facility down in Fort Lauderdale, Holy Cross, and they do this, and they do a great job. In fact, that was the coronary physician that I spoke to about HeartFlow, and he was really trying to get me set up here. So I decided I'm going to drive over Fort Myers. I come back. It's covered by insurance. Absolutely, it's a standard procedure. It's in the codes, G7, and but it's taken me more than a week to get the results back here, and the reason is because it's so convoluted. Because it's not like my primary care. He's the one that actually wrote the prescription. So the new coronary guy that I'm going to, who I'll see on this Friday out here, he would not write the prescription. They call me Stevie Perseverance Rhodes for one reason only. Don't tell me I can't do something, or that you're not going to do something for me when I'm the patient out here. And, so I do all the research, and I talk to friends and, physicians and people like that. So my recommendation, I can just tell you from my standpoint, anybody that has to do a stress test and somebody comes back and you may need a catheterization, but do this HeartFlow analysis. Go find a doctor. The people at HeartFlow are very cool. I mean, at least the individual that I'm speaking to. And so this, I think, will save lives. I know that it will. It is a cool technology. And so anyways, I just wanted to be able to share that with you. And my apology, because I left somebody on the phone out here waiting, and that is Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve, and I appreciate you sharing your information. Anything in that regards is helpful. I've got a story myself about cholesterol that I just, I did it through diet instead of taking any kind of medication, and it corrected the problem. So we have to be advocates for ourselves. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, when I after the first results came back out here, my primary care said, well, we just, we've got to work on your your plaque in your what do you call it? What you were
in your arteries.
yeah. And then he looked at my LDL and it was like 60. He said, "Well, shoot, that's not the issue." So, so we do have to really be advocates for ourselves out here. I'm an advocate for myself with regard to the virus. I take medication. There's medication that exists on the planet that actually defeats the virus. It's not a vaccine. Then you can take a vaccine if you need that. You got to do something out there. And so I'm on a ivermectin protocol. People can go to the FLCC website, critical care website. They can read all about it and a ton of information. So I take a very active role in making, in my decisions with regard to my health. It is my body. I'll make my decisions. I don't need anybody. I don't care if it's a doctor telling me what to do. I'll do the research and make a determination. In any event, you called to talk about Conformis Inc., which is trading above the top of its daily profile, $1.56. It's above the top of its weekly, and it's above the top of its monthly. So all this looks good here. How can I help you?
Yeah, I guess that was my question. I see that it got above that. I think it was in bar 9 that the high of that day was about 56, and it's above that at the moment. I'm not sure if it's going to close there, and I have it as day number 2 in the count now.
Yep. Hey, we're about to go to a break here, Brent. Brent, if you could be kind enough, I apologize. If you could be kind enough, just hold on through the break. We'll come back. We'll explore everything we can on Conformis Inc., CFMS. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Conformis Inc., CFMS, with Brent in Martinez, California. And right now it's trading out at $1.67. And Brent, I was just taking a look on the weekly chart out here. Looks like the high, January 25th, was $1.49. Yeah, we use $1.49, which had volume there of about 12 million shares. You're at 8.4 million shares so far, and it's only Tuesday. So what this is generating for you, in essence, is a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside on the weekly basis. Of course, anything can happen between now and Friday, but right now, that's the current message. And in that A to B equals CD pattern, the first price target would be, I'm just going to expand the chart out, would be $1.75. Now, oops, sorry about that. Let me pull this back here. So let me redraw that in. This might, I see a different swing point maybe that I'm going to grab out here. But here's in essence, well, I could go all the way back here. No, we'll take the conservative one. So the A to B equals CD pattern out here, I think was around $1.75. Let's get it again. I think this is it. And yeah, that is it. That's interesting. So no. So I used the smaller one, and it came out to $1.65. Just says maybe $1.89 would be the next move on the weekly time frame chart. Again, we're above all profiles. As I take a look at the weekly chart, again, using my white background system, and on a weekly basis, this is going to be bar number 3 of a TD9 count. It does have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal that's been triggered, but that needs a bearish reversal candle. We don't have that yet. This suggests that price should make its next run up to the 225 level. On the daily time frame, as you pointed out, today is going to become bar number 2. I don't have any kind of a topping signal. It too has triggered a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. So at the first sign of a bearish reversal candle, that could be telling you about some kind of retracement, but that's not in the cards as we speak right now. And the monthly chart, Brent says 457 would be its upside target. So what additional information might I be able to provide to you?
I think it's looking good. I believe they have their earnings tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's before or after the market, opens or closes. So we'll see how that all pans out. But it looks like it's acting pretty well.
You did a great job as usual, and and thanks for that. And thanks for sharing, with the folks here the different instruments that you take a look at.
All right, Steve. I much appreciate it. Just stay healthy and.
I will. I haven't felt better, Brent, in a long time. When they put that stuff in your mind, the mind is a wonderful thing, and it can also be a terrible thing. So I haven't worked out for 3 weeks. Just been scared to, because it's like, hey, I work out so much, I'll take a little time off, which has actually been good for my body. But I just want the final confirmation that everything is okay. And if not, let's go fix it. Because I like being here.
It's worth definitely. You gotta take care of yourself. And
totally.
I went in. This is back a number of years ago.
Yeah.
I used to have. They would give me pay for my physicals every year, and so I'd go in, and it's just a hereditary thing. I just happened to have higher cholesterol. It wasn't crazy high, but elevated, and so I just decided I'm not going to take any medication. I'm going to try doing it through diet. And so when I went back the following year to have it checked, all the numbers are in line, and I had corrected the problem. So you can do it through diet. You just have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You can't, deviate from what you're trying to do to correct it. So.
Yeah. I think one of the coaches in the gym where I work out, he's like, hey, none of this cheat day stuff. Maybe you have like a cheat hour, but that's it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Steve, thank you so much again. Just take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
You bet. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Dow is up 218 right now. S&P is up 28. So let me just check here. I think Ruby wanted to take a look at the Russell 2000. So let's do that. Let me get my other charts up here, our 8-panel charts for Ruby, and then we'll go take a look at that. Takes just a moment. Ruby, I don't recall. Are you long? Are you short? Are you just looking? So let's go take a look at our 8-panel charts. And so where do we begin? If we begin with the monthly time frame, well, first I've got to share the charts with you. So if we begin with the monthly time frame in the upper left-hand panel, we do just have to be cognizant that it does have a TD9 count top. So that's what's in place out here. We have to be cognizant on the weekly basis, Ruby, that there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, which just led to a consolidation, a sideways move out here. That's on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, it too has a top. It's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, which you can clearly see the sideways consolidation, which could last for quite some time out here. So you've got 3 toppings. You've got sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles. I'm just kidding. You've got the monthly, weekly, and the daily. Just say, be careful. Now, on a daily basis, by the way, this generated a Gartley buy pattern. The A to B versus C to D pattern that was confirmed over here with the bull sash candle and prices above its red oscillator and change line. So, Ruby, if it gets below that, again, we're looking at the daily time frame, that says be thinking to the downside, at least from an intraday standpoint. So that level is 2207.20 to be watching and observing. With regard to the short-term time frame charts, I don't see any bottoming patterns per se, although on a 120-minute chart, I see another A to B equals CD pattern that just no, that didn't confirm with a bullish candle. Price came back to support. So you got this 2184 level, 2182 area. Those are your key levels of support. If price gets below that, price is likely going to head a bit lower out here. 30-minute chart's not providing us with a ton of information. So with regard to why did price stop where it did earlier this morning, it was just simply for these time frames. You want to be aware of multiple time frames, where their breakout support areas are. And in the case of the Russell 2000, that's what it hit. So I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for the request. Now, let me just check the phone, just in case anybody sent something in by email. And odd thing, my iPhone, I've got an iPhone, uses that facial ID. Stopped working a few days ago. And if I try to go reset it and put a new face in there, doesn't like it. I think that is the NSA still in Stevie's phone. They're not in my head, but in Stevie's phone screwing with me. In any event, James writes in and he says, just thanks for sharing the HeartFlow site. You're welcome. And you got to pass it on to others. I figure a majority of the people that listen in on the show, are sort of in our age category out here. But it's new technology, and really, the fighting that I had to do in order to pull it off, to find a doctor. And at first I started trying to find doctors that did use HeartFlow, which, by the way, on the west coast of Florida, like by Tom and Tommy, actually down south, Fort Myers, I think even Sarasota, Naples, a lot of those cardiologists have switched to this. Now think of that. Catheterization, even if it goes well, you're off your feet for 3 days or 4 days, right? No heavy lifting, all that type of stuff. But typically it's 7 to 10 days out there. And the cost of this versus the cost of the actual catheterization procedure, going in the hospital and all that, when you can have it right in front of you. And it is dead on balls accurate out there, at least for everybody that I have spoken to. It could not have been, I don't want to say because of the FDA, but simply because of physicians that have gone up after, because in some cases you might do the scan and you've got to go up and you've got blockage and you've got to, but you know exactly where you're headed, exactly what you've got to do. Everybody can kind of be at ease about it. And anyways, I think it's terrific. And I didn't get this image until about an hour before the show out there, and I've been fighting to get those images. Of course, they had to jump through all kinds of hoops because it wasn't being sent to a doctor, and it was being sent over the internet and so forth. But I signed off all those things, get me what I want to see out here. I want to see what Stevie's heart looks like. See Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Right now we got the Dow trading up 204 points. The S&P 25, NASDAQ is up 16. 3 emails coming in at the, in essence, about the same time saying, Steve, did you say you're taking medicine to attack the COVID virus? And basically they're all saying, I've never heard of anything, such a thing out there other than the vaccines. And so the answer is yes, I am taking that. If you go to, I'll just give you the information so you go do the research yourself, just as I did. You draw your own conclusions out here. But the website is COVID19criticalcare.com. It's a website that's put out there by the FLCCC Alliance. That's the Frontline Doctors. So this is a site that's put out by doctors and nurses out here. My recommendation, I read, there's so much information that is on here. I would say go to their page if you're interested, and you should be interested whether you're vaccinated or not. This is not a thing about who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. There's a lot of BS information that is out there. Absolutely, just like there is. So go do the work yourself. But this video right here is a good one. It's about an hour long. It really describes the actual the virus out there and what's really going on. You'll get some real good information out there. And again, just make your own decisions, but go there. Now, how did I drew this conclusion way back last year in the March-April timeframe. But when we take a look at it, if you take a look at this cool Johns Hopkins worldwide map that we've got out here, as we take a look at it, is there anything that sticks out to you when you look at this map? And I'll just simply blow it up a little bit. Anything else that sticks out at you right now, blow it up a little bit more. And really what I'm getting at, let's just get right to the point. Go take a look at the continent of Africa and take a look at the COVID or lack of COVID that is over there. Yeah, they've got some hot spots and some issues, but nothing compared to what we've seen, for example, in the United States and elsewhere out there. And no, this is not just a reporting problem. If you ask what are the 2 most popular drugs that people take over there, it happens to be hydroxychloroquine. Let's just blow this map up a little bit further, and ivermectin. And I'm on the ivermectin protocol, and you'll see that. You'll be able to see that in that website. So yeah, again, just so go do the work yourself. Just if you like my story about heart flow, which you should, it's that same kind of intensity and work that I put into COVID-19. So, and it applies to everybody. It especially applies to people who have been vaccinated, because we now know that whether you've been vaccinated or not, you're susceptible to getting the virus. And we know these viruses are just going to continue to replicate and keep coming back. We're on version about 3,700 or so, I think, by now. It's replicating about every 10 minutes. New virus strain that is out there. It just happens to be the one, right now that's so popular is the Delta variant. In any event, okay, back to the markets out here, and if you send me an email and you need some additional, some sites to go to or what have you, I'll be happy to provide you with that information. No requests that have come in at this stage, and nothing inside the Tiger's Den. So let's try to take a peek around and just see generally what the markets are communicating to us, or where are the issues or the problems. So if we take a look at the spot volatility index, we can see that it still resides above the top of its 50-day exponential moving average, and that is priced at 1795, and currently the spot VIX is at 1822. And so long as that spot volatility index remains above the 50-day exponential moving average, the S&P 500 is susceptible to moving lower. That is represented by these yellow rectangles or squares that are on my screen. That's at the top portion. The bottom portion shows you periods of time when the spot volatility index in yellow is above the 50-day exponential moving average, and in green, below the 50-day exponential moving average. So it most certainly is worthwhile to pay attention to. What else do we know? We get mixed signals out here, and I think you get a lot of mixed signals during markets that are consolidating. And so here is a mixed signal. You have the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator, which closed below zero yesterday. That's an indication that sellers were trying to regain control. But right now, it's just back above the zero threshold. It's printing at 3.18, anything above zero. And that says, what the New York Stock Exchange is telling us, is that tells us that sellers, if it does close above zero today, that sellers were never in control. It was still the buyers. And that would say that price is going to move higher. Now, the New York Stock Exchange has a topping pattern in there. I don't recall if it's a TD9 top or Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. I can't pull that up right now. I might be able to during the break, but it's got a valid top. So it would really be a neutral type signal. Price would have to take out its high in order to negate that top, but here is a bullish signal right now as we speak at 1:47 in the afternoon. What else do we need to take a look at out here? Really not much. So let's go take a look at some other things that are moving, unless you've got a question. Steve, given the gamma flow, new all-time highs by August, expiration in the S&P. No, I can't say that. I think what we have to do, Jimmy, is go with the information at hand right now. If that is, the message is clear. It's clear to me that the message signals inside the market are saying prepare for a consolidation. And we just never know how long those are going to last out here. So I'm not saying that price can't bust out the highs, go to new all-time highs in August. Absolutely. Intraday yesterday, the Dow made a higher high. So we all know that. Because we're in this consolidation, Jimmy, I think more likely than not, and I don't know the day, I don't know the time, and I don't know whether it will happen or not, but I'm just giving you, because we're in this consolidation, what I anticipate or expect, and that is that I expect that we will see sometime in August the markets go test the low of July. We've already, in essence, taken out and rejected the high of July, so it would not be unusual to go test the low of July. Now, if we blow through the low of July, maybe that says something. Now, in the case of the Dow out here, the low of July, I believe, is the 19th. And that was on the equity futures contract, which is down to 33,623. And if price can get through that level, that's really where my crossbar is at, then price will make its way down to the bottom of its consolidation out here. So, Jimmy, I think to answer that question, probably it's the Dow, it's the YM that I would really pay attention to. And the reason is you can see its consolidation pattern, and you can see its bearish structure daily profile. And so if price is able to close above 35,072, that would absolutely be a bullish outcome. So for that question that you're asking, even though you're asking about the S&P 500, I really believe the signal would come from the Dow out here. And we just simply have to watch these market profiles. Now, somebody might say, gosh, Steve, why are you making so much out of your market profile levels? And really, it's because of this. Here's the ES Mini. I think John and the Tiger's Den and I talked about this, might have been this week or last week out here. You can see that now the yellow lines represent just the bottom of those profiles, just support. which is what's got to be broken in order to really be able to change a signal out here from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. And in this case here, what price would need to do is close below 42.45 on the ES Mini. Now, the ES Mini is attempting to form a new profile. I'm using Steve's advanced Doppler tool out here, so it may not form by Friday. I'll know come Sunday evening. But right now it seems pretty solid, and that would be 42.45. And Jimmy, if you saw it close on the ES Mini below 42.45, that could set up some type of waterfall event, as it did back in February of 2020, where that red arrow was pointed. But you can see how well these weekly task market profiles have worked to tell us about any kind of significant changes in trend. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So we got a question here from Eddie in Boca. Eddie, thanks for your note here, the personal piece of it. And you want to take a look at ticker symbol LSI, that is Life Storage Inc. And boy, this thing is a rocket ship, and it's above the top of its daily, weekly, and monthly profiles out here. Trade out at 117.75. The first level of support on the move down from a profile standpoint will be 114.08. I don't even know what pattern I can draw in here. now to, so we can see the consolidation, and it broke through that consolidation. This is on the monthly time frame. And so it's exceeded that measured move. Let's go look at my other chart, see if there's any kind of signals out here. And those signals are, let's take a look at the daily. And so on the daily, it does have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And that happened 3 days ago, Eddie, when it generated the bearish shooting star candle. But price is just hovering around that green oscillator and change line, and it's above the top of its daily profile. So the signal is really more neutral than anything else, but price may pull back to the 114.08 level. I'm looking at it. I don't know if you're in or you're not in. If you're looking to get in, that would be an area to look at. And then you go down to the 30-minute or 15-minute or 65-minute chart to see some type of bottoming signal. On a weekly basis out here, it's strong like bull. Now, it does have wave number 7. That can be a top. Now, that can't be confirmed until there's a lower high, which could be this week out there. So it's got a potential top. But price is going to need to close below 114.34. That's its oscillator and change line in order to get bearish, so to speak. Monthly chart looks very positive. It too has a potential 7th wave top out there, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that one. It looks very strong. So overall, it looks like this wants to continue to run higher, but you do have some resistance. That resistance from the trading day of July 30th, and that level of resistance is 119.76. If price can clear that, then it's back off to the races out there. So Eddie, thanks so much for writing in. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. We've got 2 more great hours lined up for you. My favorite polar bear, David White with the Power Trading Hour. He's up next. Tom O'Brien, he'll take us on home, and I'll be back with you on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks.